Hello, Create Schools. Today I'm going to talk about the Truman Doctrine. This is the fourth video in the Who's to Blame for the Cold War. So go ahead and get out your paper and your pen and pause this to write this down, and we'll see what we can learn about the Truman Doctrine. Okay, the Truman Doctrine was started on March 1947, and Truman was the president at the time, as we know, and he decided that we needed to do something in order to help communism. As you remember from the last video, there was the long telegram, and he said that if we don't do something, the communism is going to spread and spread and spread, and that we should contain communism. And so Truman decided, okay, we need to do this. We are going to start the containment policy. Basically, what the containment policy means is that anyone who is not communist, we will stop them from becoming communist. If they're already communist, like the people in Eastern Europe, then they can remain communist. Okay, so there's a lot of discussion about what we're going to do or how we're going to do that. So Truman sent one of his people over, one of his advisors over, a marshal, to find out what he should do or how we should help Western Europe from becoming communist. So go ahead and pause the video here and go ahead and take these notes down. Okay, so the Marshall Plan is what is called what George Marshall came up with. He decided that the best thing to do in order to keep the people from turning communist is to give them money, give them aid. So if we take a look here quickly at this cartoon, it said once past the commissionary, so as soon as they get everything passed, their things are on sale. The new look, mode in the new anti-red shade. Okay, and so anti-red, as we said first, red is communist, so everything against anti-communist. So, and they're for sale, they're practically given away. So they're giving money and everything to all the people in order to try to get them to not become communist. And here we've got the policeman right here, the Congress, waiting and stopping everyone because they can't quite get through yet. Look here, we've got Truman peeking out the window. So what was going on is, they had this great idea, but the Congress wasn't ready in order for them to give all of the money, and nor were the people. But before we go too much into that, that'll be in the next slide. Let's see why they decided that money would be given. So basically, Europe would have collapsed economically. Okay, so basically America would have lost the markets in order to be able to sell their good. So it was actually cheaper for them to loan the money to the people. Okay, and so when they loan the money, the people could say yes, they want the money or not want the money. And if they take the money, it helps them rebuild their economy. And then they had to, of course, repay this money. But it was better to have money now and repay it later. So it's a nice loan from the bank or loan from America. And then when they produce stuff, they need to trade with America. Now, they don't have to trade exclusively from America. They can trade with lots of other countries, but one of their trading partners needs to be America, which is actually good for the people because that also means they have guaranteed markets to sell their things on. Okay? Now, it made the United States more powerful in Europe. That is definitely true, because we are the ones holding the money, and so everyone's kind of beholden to America. But without this, then America's economy probably would have collapsed as well. Europe's economy would have collapsed. And the big thing it did is prevent communism, because people that are really poor and they see no alternative, they look at communism as a wonderful thing because everyone is equal. They're all working together. They all get something. And a little bit of something is better than absolutely nothing under a capitalist system that is collapsing. Okay, so go ahead and pause the video here and take these notes down. Take a time to look at the political cartoon as well. Okay, so not all Americans were convinced, like I said, to send money to Europe, and the Congress wasn't convinced either. And Here is a little political cartoon saying, okay, we're going to just blindly send aid over and, let's see what happens. And they're worried about falling down. As you can see, Uncle Sam is blindfolded there. It says the new American foreign policy that he's walking over, and he's going to go over and say where to send this, what to do. And they said, well, actually, the people in Greece didn't need a lot of money, so why should we be sending all of this money to stop people from following communism? It doesn't make any sense. And so pause here, take these notes down, and then we'll go to the next one, and I'll finish that sentence, what I was talking about. So then Czechoslovakia, they turned communism. If you remember in my last video, I said the only two that were not communist were Czechoslovakia and Greece. And Greece was very inexpensive because we just aided and the people were fighting. But then Czechoslovakia turned communist in 1948. The communist government took over. They first were ruled by a coalition government. The communist government was in charge. And then there was an anti-Soviet leader. They tried to get rid of him, and the pro-American minister, he was found dead below his window, and the communists said he jumped, but the Americans suspected that he was pushed. After looking at, so in the last video we talked about how everyone was, a lot of people were exiled or executed or put in prison. Executed is just a lovely way to say murdered. So basically the Americans believed that he was also murdered. And everyone started saying, oh no, I can really see this is happening. So Congress went ahead and accepted the Marshall Plan, which would give them $17 billion available for different countries over the next 4 years. Oops, sorry about that. So go ahead and pause the video here. As you can see, we've got Europe being pulled up out of the communist fall. So that over there it's communists with their communist. This is very communist right here. This architecture being pulled up out of the cellars, out of the hole with the Marshall Plan. Okay, pause the video here. Okay, and this is our last one. Now it's a race over the doctor from the U.S. Congress or the communism bringing baby chaos into Western Europe. America was really worried about France and Italy. And if you go back to the map in the previous video, you'll see that France and Italy were possibly turning communist as well. They have a strong communist supporter there. And Americans started becoming really scared. Okay, I guess we really do need to aid, send this money in, because don't forget, people who have nothing look towards communism because it's a good alternative. If you think about it, the basic communist ideals of everyone sharing and working together is really good. The problem that happened is the way it was executed, the way they did it was not very good. Okay, if you have any questions, go ahead and write these notes down. If you have any questions, let me know. Hope you have a good day. Bye-bye.